I've been a vinegar hater for years, mostly because the apparent benefits sound too good to be true, but also because it tastes like piss. But after learning the truth, I can't believe how insane it really is. Since vinegar hacks tend to go viral every few months, I looked into 17 studies to uncover if it is just a myth or is there actual science behind it, and the results are breathtaking. Through years of trial and error, I have discovered the most unexpected methods to shed fat, and vinegar is definitely one of the surprises. And if you stick around till the end, I am going to give you the simplest way to not let its tangy taste get to you, and also how to actually add it to your daily routine without being vague or showing off anything unnecessary. Before I get into how vinegar actually helps with fat loss, I need to address the elephant in the room, the biggest myth about vinegar and how it works. You've probably heard the claims that vinegar melts fat away like some kind of acid that Walter White would use to take care of human remains, or that it sits in your belly, slowly cutting your body fat for weeks. Yeah, none of that is true. And if it was, it should be the last thing for you to be putting on your body, let alone in your body. Vinegar doesn't burn fat directly, and it definitely doesn't stay in your stomach for weeks. But here's the crazy part, what it actually does is way more interesting. One of the biggest obstacles to losing weight isn't how much you eat, it is how your body reacts to any given food, specifically how your insulin levels spike after eating that thing. Different foods have different effects on insulin, and if you watched any of my previous videos, you must be aware of my love-hate relationship with insulin. Don't get me wrong, you absolutely need it to live, but too much of it not only makes it difficult to lose weight, but it also makes you gain more fat, and that's where vinegar comes in. Carbohydrates like rice, potatoes, and grains have the highest insulin response in your body, and studies have shown that a very small amount of vinegar before a meal high in carbs can reduce the insulin spike up to 34%. That's more than the success rate of a Spider-Man spin-off produced by Sony. But if vinegar is so effective, why isn't everyone talking about it? Believe it or not, vinegar has been around for centuries, and it has been used as a weight loss remedy way before any of this. In fact, it dates back to as far as 1825 to a poet named Lord Byron. Legend has it he'd go days eating biscuits and potatoes soaked in vinegar. And science backs up what Byron accidentally figured out. But if you're not careful with how you consume it, it may end up causing more harm than good both in the short and long term. Which brings me to the other elephant in this room. Why do I hate it? And why probably you also hate it? Vinegar is super acidic, which is why it not only tastes less than ideal, but it can also damage your teeth if you're not careful. Luckily, there's an easy fix for both of these problems. You don't have to sip it right out of the bottle. In fact, you shouldn't. You can dilute vinegar with water or use it as a dressing to make sure your teeth stay safe. And let's not forget, you can always rinse your mouth with water after you consume it, just to give your enamel, the outer layer of your teeth, some extra protection. And for additional safety, you can sip the diluted vinegar through a straw so it bypasses your teeth altogether. But it's always optimal to consume vinegar before your meal, not with it. So by now, you're probably wondering, how do I actually use vinegar? How much should I take and when? Try adding 2 teaspoons of vinegar to a glass of water that you drink before a high carb meal. By doing this, you will be lowering your blood sugar, managing your insulin levels, and helping yourself with weight loss. But even if you manage to do all of that by having vinegar before your meals, it is completely useless if you're snacking with the wrong foods. Even if the rest of your diet is perfect, a single snacking mistake can derail your progress faster than you expect, which is why in this video, I explain which snacks you must avoid at all costs and which ones you can have guilt-free. Click here to watch it now.